There will come a day when you look in the mirror and ask yourself what happened to the fire, where did the purpose go? When did comfort become more important than greatness? And in that quiet moment, that moment of still reflection, you will hear a voice, not loud but steady. It will say, "This is not the end. This is your beginning, because the man you want to become is not found in noise or pleasure or distraction. He is born in silence, built through discipline, and forged in adversity." This is the philosophy of Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, a Stoic, a warrior of the mind, and he left behind a blueprint for any man willing to rise. Marcus did not write to impress. He wrote to survive, to endure, to lead himself before leading others. His words were not polished for publication. They were reminders to himself, written on the battlefield, in the palace, in moments of doubt, and they carry power because they are honest. They are raw. They are real. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In other words, it is not what happens to you, it is how you respond. And that response, that choice, is yours. Always, most men today are slaves, not to an emperor but to impulses, to validation, to fear, to their phones. They chase what feels good, not what makes them good. They choose ease over effort, noise over clarity, consumption over creation. But Marcus taught a different way, a harder way, the way of the Stoic. He said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Simple. Direct, uncompromising. The S is not about perfection. It is about alignment, to live in a way where your actions match your values, where your thoughts are not at war with your behavior. This is what it means to be a man in control of himself, not perfect, but present, not fearless, but principled, not loud, but powerful. He also said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts," meaning what you think about you become. So ask yourself, what colors your soul today? Are you feeding your mind with purpose, with discipline, with courage? Or are you drowning in fear, in comparison, in doubt? You become what you repeatedly do, and what you tolerate in your mind will shape your life. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, plagues, betrayals, death, and yet he never blamed the world. He never played the victim. He returned again and again to one truth. You cannot control what happens, but you can control your mind, your actions, your principles. That is where your power lives, not in fortune, not in fame, not in other people, but in yourself, right now in this very moment. So what is stopping you? What is the excuse you keep returning to? What lie are you telling yourself about why you cannot rise, why you cannot change, why you cannot lead your own life? That excuse, that lie is not real. It is a cage you built, and you can tear it down. You do not need more motivation. You need clarity. You need commitment. You need to stop arguing for your limitations and start fighting for your evolution. You were not born to be average, to live a life of quiet frustration. You were born to become something more, to build something lasting, to leave a mark, not through ego but through impact, through integrity, through relentless self-mastery. So now ask yourself, what would Marcus do? Not to impress others, but to align with truth, with honor, with reason. And if you are hearing this right now, I want you to pause and comment one thing you will do differently this week. One thing you will take full control of. One thought, one habit, one reaction. Because when you write it, you own it. And when you own it, you begin to change it. Now let us go deeper. The Stoics believed that the obstacle is the way, that suffering is not to be avoided but embraced, transformed. Used as fuel, pain is not the enemy. It is the messenger, the teacher, the fire that purifies the weak from the strong. Marcus wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. But most people today wake up dreading the day, checking their screens, consuming junk, avoiding the hard questions, and slowly killing their own spirit. But not you. Not anymore. From this moment forward, you rise with purpose. You face the discomfort. You pursue the difficult path, because that is where growth lives. That is where greatness hides. You will be tempted to return to comfort, to the old self, but remember, that man was dying. That man was stuck. That man is gone. This new version of you is forged in clarity, in principle, in purpose. You do not chase pleasure, you chase peace. Not the peace of avoidance, but the peace that comes from knowing you are doing what must be done. Every single day, no matter how you feel, you do not rely on motivation. You rely on consistency. You rely on your code, on your vision, on your higher self. Because life will test you. It will strip away your distractions. It will confront you with death, with loss, with uncertainty. And in those moments, you will discover what you truly are. You are not your job. You are not your followers. You are not your past. You are the choices you make now, the courage you show now, the strength you build now, and when you feel lost, return to the words of Marcus. Dig deep into your soul. Ask yourself, what would a man of principle do right now? Then do it. Not tomorrow, not someday now, because your time is limited and your potential is massive, but only if you choose it. So choose it, live it, become it. And if this message lit something inside you, if it brought you clarity, if it reminded you of your strength, then subscribe to this channel right now, because every week we return to these truths. We return to the mind of the Stoic, to the soul of the warrior, to the path of the disciplined. And I want you on that journey. I want you walking this path with us, one step, one thought, one choice at a time. Subscribe now and become the man you were meant to be.